Lesson 9.9, we will learn about symmetry and reflection. Essential question is, how can you determine symmetry? We are going to look into the definitions and then also we'll look into some examples. First, we're going to look at reflectional symmetry, which is easy to picture when you think of an art project when you might have had it when you're in grade school. So let's say you have a paper and you fold it in half, and let's say you put some paint on the left side. And once you fold the paper and reopen it, you're going to have the same figure on the other side. This is a good example of reflectional symmetry. Basically, it's a mirror image of the other half. In this case, the part that I folded for this paper, this line is going to be called a line of symmetry. And basically, this line of symmetry is a line that divides a figure with a reflectional symmetry into two equal halves. So it must be two equal halves, and you need to have reflectional symmetry when you have a figure. If they're not reflectional symmetry, then even if you cut something in half, they're not going to be congruent on either side of it. Let's go ahead and see how many lines of symmetry each figure would have. So first, the green hexagon that we have 6 sides, and the lines of symmetry are as follows. So first, you can cut them in the middle, in between these lines, and then you can also go through these two vertices for all of them. So as a result, I am going to have I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different lines of symmetry. For my diamond, I cannot fold it in this horizontal ways, so the only way that I can fold it is going to be through the center. And then for this last shape, which is parallelogram and also a rhombus, you're going to have one line that goes across in the vertical, and then the other one is going to be this way, going horizontal. So as a result, you're going to have 12 lines of symmetry, 1 line of symmetry, and 2 lines of symmetry. We're going to look into a reflection now. A reflection is basically a transformation that flips a figure over a line of reflection. So you have two important parts here. First, it's a transformation. That means using the original shape, you're going to move or do something to the original shape to find out the new one. And then also it flips a figure over a line of reflection. So think about it as a mirror image. Whatever you have on the left side is going to look the same on the right side. Whatever you have on the top, you're going to have the same figure on the bottom. Let's say you have a picture of an emoji with a winking face, and you have the line of reflection. Then your new figure is going to be on the opposite side of the line of reflection, which is going to be on this side, and you're going to have a mirror image of it. So as you can see, the eyes that are winking are now going to be facing the other way because this is a mirror image of the original figure. Now, what if you have to reflect a figure over an axis, which is either x or the y-axis? Let's say I have a figure like this on the left, and I'm going to call this figure A. And let's say I am going to reflect this over the y-axis. What should I do if I am going to reflect it over y-axis? I am going to make sure that my y-axis here are going to be the center between the original and whatever you're going to make on the right side, because you're folding in half in the vertical way. And basically you have to make sure that the distance of all these spots or all these coordinates points have to be identical on the opposite side. So let's see, for this one on the top, I'm going to have 2 units away from the y-axis, so I have to go 2 units to this point to create my other point. Same thing for the other one. My furthest one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 units away, so I have to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4 units away as my second. And then for my last one, it's going to be 2 units away again, so it's going to be 2 units away right here. And when I connect all of them, shape B is going to look identical on the opposite side from A. Okay, so this is going to be the y-axis. How about the x-axis then? The x-axis are going to be the horizontal line, and let's go ahead and find out the points for the reflection over x-axis. So again, I'm going to see that this line is going to be the line that you're going to fold things over. So I'm going to transfer these to the opposite, which is the bottom side. So this line is going to be 1 unit away from the x-axis. So my new dot is going to be right here. And same thing, this dot is 1 unit away. So I put another 1 unit away. And then the last one is going to be 1, 2, 3 units away. So I'm going to see 1, 2, 3 units away to the bottom. And then you go ahead and connect all 3 dots. And you're going to have your reflection over x-axis for C. Okay, so it's going to look very similar. In fact, they should look identical. They are just going to be reflected or flipped over a line of reflection. Now, what if you have a reflection over a line, not necessarily an x-axis or y-axis, but a line? It's going to be either horizontal or vertical. So I drew 2 graphs so that I can give you 2 different examples of reflecting over a line. Let's say I have a triangle, again, ABC. Let's say this triangle is going to be on the left corner, and you're going to have a line of reflection, which is not going to be the x or the y axis. And my line of symmetry for this one is going to be indicated as y equals -1, because when you see the y value here, this is -1, and it's going to be -1 for all of these. So y is -1 for my line of reflection. So instead of looking at this x-axis, I am going to see this as my line of reflection and see how far each points are from this line. So my first one is going to be 1, 2 units away. So I go 1, 2 units. And then again, this one on the back is going to be 2 units further back. So I just go 1, 2 more. And then my third one is going to be from here, 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 units away right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect the dots. And that's going to be my new image. As you can tell, the distance between these 2 figures are going to be identical. Sometimes you may be able to share one of the vertices because your line of reflection is very close by. Let's say we have a figure, another triangle A on the left here. And let's say your line of symmetry is going to be, now I have a new line of symmetry, and this time it's going to be x equals -3 because it's going through right here, which is -3 from the x-axis. And let's say I have this figure, I have to flip it to the other side. Now, for this side, it's going to be overlapping because I really don't have any gap in between the vertex and the line of symmetry, so it's going to stay the same. And then you just have to work with the other 2 points here, and this is going to be 2 away from your line of symmetry, so it's going to be right here. And then this vertex is going to be 2 away, 1, 2, so it's right here. And then all you have to do is to connect the dots. Remember, this is going to be the common one, so you don't have to worry about it, but you still have to connect those dots. And that's going to be your new figure B. When you're finding out the coordinate points of these places, remember you're always going to write X and Y. That means your first number is going to be the horizontal, either left or right, and then your second number is going to be the vertical ones, which are going to be either up or down. So make sure you have those points. After you draw your second image, you should be able to find out your coordinate plane. For example, for this one, it's going to be -1, comma, -3. And for this one, is going to be -1, comma, 1. So you're always going to have those points available, and you can count them by looking at the graph. Your homework for today is going to be 2 worksheets. One is going to be the regular 9.9 practice, and then the other one is going to say 9.9 reteach. So you have 2 pages of paper, and if you can write or draw a little smiley face next to your name for your homework, I would know that you have watched the video.